Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Tamara and I'm on a journey to lose 100 pounds with the help of Zepbound. In this video, I just wanted to do a recap of my journey so far and talk about my starting measurements, my starting weight, and what I'm at now. And just to remind you that I started on 2.5 milligrams Zepbound, the vials direct from Eli Lilly. And I stayed on 2.5 for quite a while, at least 5 months. And then I attempted to go up to 5 milligrams and had what I thought were some bad side effects in late July. But I think it was probably just a bug, who knows. But that did make me stop the 5 milligram and stop Zepbound completely for 7 weeks. And then I restarted at 2.5 and then went up to 5 from there after 1 month on 2.5. So I'm now in my 8th week on 5 milligrams. It's been working really well for me so far, so I'm really happy about that. And also I was able to get a few photos from a friend of mine that show my beginning weight, actually probably a few pounds over what was my starting weight. So as a reminder, my starting weight back in February was 259.4. And I think in these photos, I'm probably in the low 260s. So the first photo was from last fall, October, a girls' trip that we did. And these photos are just, they make me cringe. And it's hard because I guess I was kind of in denial and I didn't think that I had gotten that big. But here's the photographic evidence. So this is the photo from last October. And then I also have a couple of photos from a trip we did in spring of 2023 to Sedona. And then I'll show you photos of now wearing the same fleece jacket and coat. And I don't know if the changes are super noticeable in photos yet. I think I can tell a difference in my face. And I can definitely tell a difference that the coats are much looser on me. And so let's just go over measurements so that makes a little more sense also. I think if you are feeling discouraged and not able to see the difference too well yourself, which I have an issue with, I think we see ourselves in the mirror every day. And if you're like me, you avoid photos of yourself, and I don't even own a full-length mirror. So I don't know. It's just difficult, I think, to sometimes see that difference. So I have my notes here of my starting measurements. Overall, I've lost 20.5 inches. And the measurements I take are neck, upper arm, bust, waist, hips, and thighs, upper thigh. So my neck measurement, I started at 16 inches and I am currently down to 14.5 inches for a loss of 1.5 inches. My upper arm, I started at 15 inches and I'm down to 14 inches, so a loss of 1 inch there. Bust started at 48.5 inches and I am down to 43 inches, so a loss of 5.5 inches there. Waist, I started at 45 inches and I'm down to 39 inches, so a loss of 6 inches. Hips, 52.5 inches down to 47.5 inches, so a loss of 5 inches from my hips. And upper thigh starting was 25.5 and down to 24, so a loss of 1.5 inches there. So like I said, that's a total of 20.5 inches lost. So definitely my clothes are looser. I went from a size XX large in tops and I'm down to probably, I'm guessing I could fit into a large. I just don't really have any to try on. Maybe I need to go through my closet. I'm thinking that a good project for some of my long weekends I have coming up is going through my closet and getting some things ready to donate, and then also trying on some things that I have in smaller sizes, because I do have some smaller sizes I've saved over the years. So that'll be kind of fun to shop in my closet. And then also beyond the measurement changes, I, in the first few months, had a really good change in my A1C. So I was considered pre-diabetic when I started Zepbound, and my A1C was 5.8 in early February. And in late May, when I had my annual checkup, it was down to 5.3, which put me in the normal range. And I haven't had blood work done since then. I am planning to have it done in January, and I'm expecting that it's probably gone down more, but that will be interesting to see, and I'll let you guys know. And then pant size, I've gone down from a size 18 to a size 16, and actually my size 16s are getting a little loose on me. So that's encouraging also. But total, my current weight as of this morning was 219.2. So I'm down a total of 40.2 pounds, and that is over 7.5 months about. So I'm only averaging about 1.3 to 1.5 pounds lost in a week, but that's in the healthy range. And really I prefer to go more slowly, avoid things like hair loss, muscle loss, some of the bad side effects that you can get from losing weight too quickly. So I'm really happy with this rate of loss, and I haven't lost weight this consistently ever. So that's just been really amazing to me, is that I've been able to keep up this steady rate of loss for this amount of time, and I'm still losing each week. So my overall goal is to get down 100 pounds total, and that will bring me into the healthy range on the BMI charts, which we all know are not super accurate, but that's what we have to go by at this point. Without getting something like I think it's called a DEXA body scan or something like that. But that's kind of the simplest, like plug in your height and your weight. So when I started, my BMI was 40.6, which put me in the class 3 obesity or severe obesity range. And with my current weight, my BMI is now at 34.3, which is class 1 obesity. And then down from there is the overweight category. So that's what I'm shooting for next. And to recap the things I've been doing with my diet, I've just been trying to eat high protein, over 100 grams of protein per day in my diet. I get most of that from foods I eat. I don't eat a lot of protein products. I don't drink protein drinks. A lot of those do irritate my stomach. I do have the Built Puff bars that I like, the protein bars. So I have one of those a day, but pretty much I'm getting my protein from milk, Greek yogurt, eggs, chicken, ground turkey, things like that. And then I also am trying to get high fiber in my diet. So I'm usually getting about 35 grams of fiber each day, sometimes up to 40. And then also just drinking plenty of water, and I add electrolytes to that as well. I'm usually getting about 80 to 90 ounces of water a day right now. So those are the basic things I've been doing. I just recently added in kettlebell workouts to my routine, and I've been doing the stairs at work for quite a while now, trying to build up my physical fitness slowly without going to the gym. And so moving forward, my goal is to get into Wonderland. So I have less than 20 pounds to go. To finally see a 1 in front of my weight on the scale. So I'm really looking forward to that. It's been many years since I have been in the 100s. So that's my first goal. And then I'll just continue seeing how the 5 milligram works for me. And if I need to titrate up, I'll plan to do that. But the good thing about the Eli Lilly direct pricing is that the price does not go up after 5 milligrams. You do just have to reorder every 45 days. So I just have to make sure that I don't take too long of a break in the future or order within that time period if I do, and just keep it on hand. Otherwise, I would lose that pricing. So that's just my quick recap of my journey so far, where I am, where I started. And I hope this is encouraging for those of you who are seeing slower losses on the scale. Kind of my mindset is that the time is going to pass anyway. Those months are going to pass, and at least I'm losing a little bit each month, and it all adds up because now I'm at 40 pounds down, which is more than I've ever been able to lose on my own, trying different diets and programs through the years, like Weight Watchers or just calorie counting with MyFitnessPal. So GLP-1s to me are just a really amazing breakthrough for those of us who struggle with the disease of obesity. I hope that following my journey is encouraging to those of you who are starting yours, or maybe just struggling with slower losses on your own journey, because we're all getting to the same end goal, and it doesn't really matter how quickly we get there. So I hope that you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving, and until next time, let's keep moving forward together.